pasta al limone? Let's do it.
As we start with lemons. We need to harvest some zest from these things. These are about medium in size, I'd say, and I end up going with the zest of 2.5 total, counting the garnish and all. So make sure to have plenty of this before you get cooking. We will also need some lemon juice here. Wait, who let this guy have one of them juicer things? Oh well, I'll allow it this time, I suppose. You'll want about a full lemon's worth of juice for 2 servings of pasta. You'll also want some grated cheese. The traditional way is to use Parmigiano Reggiano, but I much prefer Pecorino Romano. It's sharper and goes insanely well with lemons. You'll want to grate yourself about 100 grams of it for a 2-portion serving, but I'm using a bit more than that because, well, I like it that way. Sue me. Can never have too much pecorino in my humble opinion. Let's talk about our pasta. You want to use a high-quality pasta here, and I'm using this Spaghetto Quadrato. It looks like spaghetti at a quick glance, but it's much thicker than regular spaghetti, and it also has a square shape to the noodles. It's a semolina pasta, of course, and any pasta that you choose should have a rough exterior to it so that it grabs the sauce. This is one of my all-time favorite pastas to use when it comes to a long noodle pasta. Get your water salted. Growing up, I always heard to salt your pasta water like the sea. And that's a load of crap, by the way. Keep in mind, we are using salty cheese, and you most definitely can oversalt your water by adding too much. You just need a few good pinches for this. This dish comes together really fast, so go ahead and add your pasta. Then you'll have about 8 minutes to make the sauce before the pasta is ready to come out. Make sure your pasta is a few minutes undercooked when you take it out of the water. So check on it. Never trust what the box says. While the pasta is cooking, we get a pan on medium heat and add some olive oil. That's what? About a tablespoon, maybe a little more? It's fine if you go a bit over or under on the oil. I like to add a bit of butter too here because it really helps the flavor, even though it's not traditional. Get that all melted in and add about 1 lemon's worth of juice to the pan. I'd say maybe a 1/4 cup, but does it look like I'm measuring here? If it's too pungent at the end, remember, you can adjust the taste by diluting with pasta water. We let this start to reduce by about half while starting to add some fresh mint leaves. You could use fresh parsley or basil instead. I'm taking a page out of Vincenzano's plate here because I've never had it this way before and it seemed really good using the mint. Throughout the cooking here, I gradually add more mint as I saw fit, and you should do the same. You will want a lot of mint or any herb for this, trust me. You don't have to use herbs at all actually, but the herbs really help with cutting through the pungency of the lemons. Now we add the zest of 2 lemons. Most recipes call for the zest of only 1, but I suppose that depends on the size of the lemons now, doesn't it? Always better to make it extra pungent and then dilute it in the end if you have to. Never a good thing to be lacking flavor in the end. Here I'm gradually adding more mint like I said I was going to. Just let this reduce. Try to time it so that when the pasta is ready, it's halfway reduced. However, if by chance you reduce it a bit too far like I did here, then just add a little pasta water to it like so, and boom, it's magically the right consistency again. Not rocket science, folks. Now remove your undercooked pasta from the pot and add it wet to the sauce, meaning just grab it with the tongs and add it while the water's still dripping off. If you do strain the pasta, make sure to reserve some pasta water on the side, because once the pasta is in your saucepan, you will add a couple ladles of the pasta water to it. We are now going to make it creamy without using cream. You're never ever supposed to use cream here, or I hear that the people in Italy might just cut your nuts off or something. I don't know, it's what I heard. The pecorino mixed with the pan sauce will make it creamy, but I'm going to go a bit non-traditional here and taking 2 egg yolks, beating them well, and then making a slurry with some of the Romano cheese. Yes, you've seen this done in carbonara recipes, but it's a perfect method for this recipe, I think, and I don't care what the purists have to say about it. Now, most people say you must add this mixture in off the heat or it will scramble the eggs, but just take a small amount of the hot pan sauce and add it in. Mix it up. One more time, do the same thing. Add some more of the sauce into the egg mixture and mix it. This is called tempering, and it allows the eggs to come up in temperature and not scramble so that you can add it all to the pan on the heat without worrying about scrambling them. I do this because, remember, we are still cooking the pasta the rest of the way in the pan at the same time. After that is all well incorporated, keep adding the rest of your pecorino to it as desired. Remember, you can always add more pasta water if it becomes too thick. Make sure to taste for salt. I added a slight bit of salt in at the end. Also, a small amount of black pepper. And yeah, I know you're not supposed to add pepper to this, but who cares? It's amazing like this, I promise. I always like to finish it by adding some more herbs for garnish and a bit more of the Romano. That was until I realized in a panic that I forgot the rest of the lemon zest. So why not get some more B-roll shots by plating the pasta up nicely? Another generous dusting of the pecorino, and this time remembering to add that lovely lemon zest on top, making sure to give it the respect it deserves. And lastly, garnish it nicely with some more of that fresh mint. and voila. Looks amazing, and it definitely tastes even better than it looks. Please note that you are supposed to eat this right away and not let it sit around like I did while taking pictures. The longer it sits, the more the sauce will coagulate on you. Just a heads up.
This looks really, really good. Let's give it a taste. Man. The mint is fantastic. I've never had it like that before. I think that's the way to go. Man, that's fucking good. All right, everybody, so whether you make it with Parmesan cheese or the Pecorino Romano, doesn't matter to me. Just don't use cream. If you want to use the egg or not, however you want. If you want to make it more traditional, it's up to you. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, you can watch my content on YouTube, Odyssey, and Rumble. Make sure to treat yourself right, cook yourself something good, no crying in the kitchen. And thanks so much, guys. I will see you on the next one.